이토록 더 아름다운 걸 점점 더 불빛도 아닌 우리 때문일까 어쩜 이 밤의 표정이 이토록 더 아름다운 걸 점점 더 불빛도 아닌 우리 때문일까
So hi everyone, welcome to the Everything Goes podcast. I'm Omar, your host. I know we have a lot of new viewers here, so thank you for joining the channel and joining the podcast. I hope you like it. If you do, subscribe. If you don't, that's also fine. Don't worry about it. Now, because this is the first time for a lot of people, I'll do a little bit of intro. Basically, this podcast, this channel, is just to showcase how amazing and diverse ARMY are. Because any idiot can open a YouTube channel. And just because I decided to do it doesn't make my thoughts, my ideas, what I have to say any more important than anyone else. So this whole channel is just for ARMY to geek out loud and not just by text about anything BTS related, whether it's stuff that makes us angry or stuff that makes us happy. This is what this channel is about. So anyone can be a guest here. Feel free to DM me. Doesn't matter how many followers you got. And that's basically it. Now, these past few days, some of you seeing this podcast when it comes out, you might have seen that we're kind of doing a project here where should we ever be able to get this channel monetized, the money from this channel will go directly to fund ARMY comeback goals. So whether it's for funds for Bangtan or Bora Bangtan or Bora funds, sorry, all those money will go there. So this is, by watching the videos here, it's another way to support the BTS comeback. But putting all that aside, let's get started. We have an amazing guest here that I know everyone's really excited to talk to. So we have Bryan Rolli here. Hi, Bryan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited for this.
I apologize in advance if I have shifty eyes during this. I'm not really sure where to look during Zoom interviews. I don't know if I should look at the camera, if I should look at you, or somewhere else. So bear with me, everyone. Thank you. We'll get through this together.
I do the same, like, because the camera is above my computer screen, and also questions here on the side, so it's like a whole mess. It'll be fine. So usually when I start this podcast, I ask how you became an ARMY. But with you, I'm not sure whether you are one or not. So are you an ARMY?
I kind of anticipated that question before we started this chat today, and I think it's kind of a funny question because what does it mean to me when I look at what it means to be an ARMY? It just means, are you a person who is a fan of BTS, who appreciates the art that they make and the people that they are, and just the value that they add to the world. And if those are the only requirements, then yes, that would be me. But again, I feel like it's like for certain people, when you ask that, it's like a heavy question or an ambiguous question. And maybe it's because people who are not in the fandom don't really get it. In fact, you probably have a better way of explaining it or a better definition for it than I do.
I actually don't, because I think it's very subjective. Like, you can be voting for everything and supporting and buying merch and doing all those things and consider yourself an ARMY, and you can just listen to the music and appreciate what I have to say. And I think that's being an ARMY too. I think we all decide for ourselves whether we are just casual fans that just have some songs on the playlist but not really get invested in it, or whether we really care about it. And I think it's different for each individual. I don't think there's like a grade of how much of an ARMY you are. I think as long as you love the music and you appreciate it and understand and like really get into it, then I think that qualifies being an ARMY. But I think it's like subject for me. I like being a fan of something this much. I've never been the girl to geek out over like boy bands and stuff, despite growing up in the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC era. So saying like I'm a fan of a boy band was like a hurdle to pass. And only when I joined Twitter did I start feeling like an ARMY, because I felt like a part of something. But again, I think it's like for each individual is what they decide.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that music fandoms have evolved so much, especially in the last few years. And certainly social media has a big impact on that, just the way that they interact with artists and with each other and with members of other fandoms. I think some people think that different fandoms are mutually exclusive. You know, you can be an ARMY, but that means that you can't be a Directioner or a Swiftie or a Barb or something else. I don't think I subscribe to that idea. I'm a diehard fan of so many different types of artists across genres, across decades. And so to have to limit myself to one fandom would be impossible. There's no way that I could do that.
That's understandable. I don't think anyone is asking anyone to like say, oh, you only love this kind of music. You can only listen to BTS from now on.
Right. You know, for any artist, what kind of life would that be? There's too much music out there to only listen to one.
Did you get a chance to see BTS perform?
When? Which time?
In concert ever, or even on TV, but not on American award shows?
Oh, okay. I don't think so. I've never seen them live. I have not gotten to do that yet. I think all of the performances I've seen have probably been on award shows or American stages. Yeah.
Okay. I kind of figured you would answer that. And I can't stress this enough, especially someone who just loves music, especially like rock and roll and metal and all that, to check out their MMA 2019 performance. 2018 as well, but 2019, it's a Korean award show. And what they do in award shows there is so far beyond what any Western award show has ever done. Like if you'll take all the Grammy performances from last year, that's like one BTS performance in MMA 2019. They got 37 minutes to perform.
What?
Yeah.
It's like a whole show.
It's like a whole show. And it had a somber balladic dance and a completely rock with electric guitars, and it had hard rap and anything else, and like this extremely poppy song and everything else in between. It's just a spectacle and amazing, and they do it once just for an award show, and it's unbelievable. I can't stress enough how much you should watch that.
Wow. Okay. Is that available on
YouTube?
Okay. I'm gonna write it down.
I'll send you a link. Don't worry.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. That sounds great. I would love to check that out.
Yeah, it's really like you'll see that and they're like, oh, then what are we doing? Like, why aren't American or other West award shows aren't like that?
I think that just about every time I watch a Western award show with the like super corny skits and million commercial breaks and everything else, I'm like, can we just get some performances in here? The music, please.
Yeah, and even like the speeches, because the American award shows like have that time limit for speeches. And I keep thinking like, this is an artist, like the pinnacle of their career. They worked so hard for that Oscar or that Grammy, and all they get is like 1 minute to say thank you to their parents or something. Yeah. It's so unfortunate.
Yeah. And half the awards, like some of them pretty big ones too, they're not even televised. Like they all happen off camera, like in the afternoon before it starts.
Yeah, such a shame. So awesome. Did you buy a ticket for the one concert?
I have not yet. I think I'm gonna have schedule conflicts the day of, but I assume they're still on sale, like up to the date, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if my schedule does clear up, I think I'm gonna have to buy a ticket.
At your time, there's on Saturday at 5 a.m., which is terrible, but also at 9 p.m.
Okay, 9 p.m. is more doable.
Then on Sunday, it's at 9 p.m. You have the app, just so you know, no pressure.
Cool. Yeah, my friend actually, she sent me, I think she got like a Bands in Town email about BTS playing a show in your area, and it was like 4 a.m. She was like, why the heck are they doing this? I'm like, don't worry, it's not actually, they're not here at 4 a.m, but yeah, it's a dedication to be up for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.